number to lead him down. 88 laps complete. Still 12 laps away from halfway. Kevin Harvick on the hunt behind him. Then the rookie, Allgaier.
Harvick was able to make a pass last time on the restart. Looks like he's got that thing going. Yeah, I think his truck driver Ron Hornaday's taught him a little something about restarts. Oh, slides right up in front of Carl. Now moves out of the way. He realized what he had done right there.
Yeah, that was risky right there. That's how you get turned around. These two guys are really pros, though.
Watch the 12 come here. He might get that second spot.
Easy does it now.
Folks, that 12 car, Justin Allgaier, he is 22 years old. He told me in the garage area, here's the best part. He's been racing for 18 years. He started when he was 5 in a quarter major.
Oh, trouble.
One of our rookies around, Michael Annette. Here's another car going into
right,
the zero.
left rear. That's not his fault at all.
Robert Richardson. Got some heavy damage to the left side of this car.
This might have been a chain reaction because the 15 car was already up in the wall. There is Michael Annette.
We've just been talking about how good these rookies were doing. Michael Annette was on the lead lap.
Well, we've said a number of times that these restarts are when things are going to be the most difficult for these guys with these tires not having any heat in them. Trying to run hard, you have to drive, once again, you have to drive these cars so hard because of that tapered spacer that they run on. A lot of damage there.
See the window net down.
You can see what happens here. Whoa.
Oh, my.
DJ Kennigan in the 81 just got turned or got sideways. Got into Michael Annette.
Just at the worst possible place on this track, too. The fastest part of the track, getting into turn 1.
That's a hard lick, driver's side.
Jason Keller's on board. Look ahead of him. You'll see this all unfold. Oh.
Easy. Lower.
I can't figure out what happened to the 81 car right there.
Yeah, the only thing that I think back is to what Brad Keselowski said earlier about when you let out of the gas with these cars, at rear end unlocks. You know, that's why these guys a lot of times won't come all the way out of the throttle because of what it allows the rear end to do there, and it'll turn these cars, and especially in the situation aero-wise too.
That car just took a dead right-hand turn, getting in the corner.
Robert Richardson able to climb out. You see, he's a pretty big boy. Very good shape physically, and he certainly took a hard lick there in that car number 0. Michael Annette, who was running in 13th position, one of the 5 rookies we had running in the top 15. His car tagged by the 81 of DJ Kennington. They have stopped the field on the racetrack because of all the debris that will need to be cleaned up. Back in a moment. In 3 weeks, we head to Thunder Valley, Bristol Motor Speedway. 3-story high concrete cage, and they get it on. How about Clint Boyer, who won after the rains came on his way to a NASCAR Nationwide Series title. Our coverage live on ABC, March 21st, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, the Scotts Turf Builder 300. Here's your ticket to race. We go from Bristol to Texas to the short track in Nashville. And a lot of great races coming up. Talladega, the end of April, drafting 25, 30 cars across. I always love going to Richmond. So many great races coming up for the NASCAR Nationwide Series. Well, let's talk to a local resident who was excited about this weekend, but after 7 caution flags, of which he was a part of at least 1, let's visit with our in-race reporter, Brendan Gaughan, who, by the way, is still being shown in the top 10.
Hey, Brendan, Dale Jarrett, the ESPN. You got me?
Hey, how you doing today? You having fun yet?
Yeah, how about you? You having some fun? I know you got a backup car there. You didn't get any practice laps in it, but it looked like things are going pretty well if somebody wouldn't keep running into you, huh?
Like Rusty said, we don't have backup cars. We just had the primary that lost out. It, we gave at least the viewers some excitement. I don't know what happened. We got hit trying to go to pit road on that caution, trying to miss everybody, and been spinning around a little bit, but Brian Barry did a great job, got us back to the front with track position, and right now we're about a 6th to 10th place race car. See if Brian do a couple more adjustments on our Chevy, maybe get towards that top 5 a little better.
Okay, what adjustments are you looking at? What are you fighting with your race car?
Adjustment-wise, I'm too dumb to tell you. If you want the truth, I don't know. That's what Brian gets paid the big bucks for. We're still just a little too tight. You can see me coming through 3 and 4. I've been trying to search for a line, and I'm actually running the bottom, if you can believe that. and it's just still too tight. I get too slow right through the center of that corner. I thought I was really good in 1 and 2 until I got up here with these leaders, and even they're blowing by me in 1 and 2. So want the front end to stick a little bit better, get that rear end to turn a little bit more.
All right, Brendan, thanks for all the information there, buddy. Have a good day.
Thank you, guys. Have fun.
We are under a red flag for the second time today here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Car stopped on the backstretch. 7 cautions for 30 laps. We set a record a year ago. Will we break it here today? We're moving in. Last night, a little fun here by virtue of the Richard Petty driving experience cars. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson getting a ride around the racetrack with NASCAR Nationwide Series driver Stanton Baird, who by the way was the stunt driver for the soon-to-be-released movie The Race to Witch Mountain, the Disney film. And The Rock enjoyed his time, although with a little trouble getting out in the race car.
Good luck tomorrow. Kick ass.
DZ, I know you've driven a lot of celebrities around racetracks, and what's the typical response when they finally do get out of the car and away from the cameras and they come talk to you?
I think the biggest thing is why you run so close to the wall. That's what everybody seems to wonder, but they're really amazed at the speed that you carry and how easy it is to really go through the corners. But I think a great appreciation that people get after they've been on a ride like that.
They have no idea what you guys go through in the car until they finally get in and realize, I mean, it's how frightening it really is, how difficult it is.
Yeah, and I'm actually doing a fan club event next Saturday down at Talladega, given I think we've got about 80 to 100 of our fan club members coming down with my driving school, and we're going to do that down at Talladega. So get some pretty good time with them. So here's Carl Edwards we're looking at right now. He's the leader of this race.
And he's got to be smiling because the guy that he's worried about in this points championship, even though it's early in the year, this hauler is loaded up to go.
I'm not so sure Carl doesn't want to really duke it out here on the track with Kyle Busch. It does make his job a little easier to try to win this championship when he doesn't have to, when he sees that hauler pull out.
Carl Edwards is the race leader and the points leader. Now having taken a 50-point lead over Kevin Harvick, you see there's the point standings. Brian Vickers, who will not run the full schedule, and Justin Allgaier, the rookie, up 15 positions. Let's head down to the ESPN Craftsman Tech Garage and talk a little bit about tire cycling and maybe some coil binding with Tim Brewer.
Thanks, Jerry. Folks, well, Goodyear brought an extremely good package here as far as a tire was concerned, because historically, after you cycle a tire, meaning get it hot, cold several times, it affects the handling of the race cars. But another thing that really affects the cars is the bumps. And this is a conventional spring that we put in the car to go through the inspection, and this is the inspection height. But while the cars are on the racetrack, they actually coil bind them, and they're running just like this, stacked. And what that does is basically makes the car bounce through the corners. That's the reason when you go through the corner and you've got a lot of wheel in the car and you hit those bumps, it basically kicks the back end of the car out. But there again, the tire, it's back to the blunt of the work, because the deflection in the sidewall and that ride, that gives the driver comfort. But even a talented driver, as Kyle Busch is, when he gets in a situation beneath another car and it takes air off the rear of the car, it gets aero loose, and that's what causes the car to spin out.
Thanks, Tim. And we've seen that time and again today with these cars, these tires on the cycle. And how about some pit stops? Denny Hamlin comes on, David Reagan.
That's a little unexpected to see this 20 car coming down pit road. I expected the leaders to stay out. A strategy play maybe on the 20 team.
Yeah, a little strategy, and I don't think he's got his car exactly where he wants it yet. And David Reagan, I think they're still working on that car a little bit.
He pitted just 20 laps ago. There is David Reagan and getting some work done on the front of his car, some damage on his Ford. And what about Denny Hamlin, Dave?
The answers would be yes and yes to you gentlemen. Don't have it quite where they want it to. They made a wedge adjustment right there. It was the early part of the runs that Denny wanted them to work on. The car was just a little bit too free. That continued to be the case this last time. I'm not sure what they went underneath there for, guys. We'll check on that. But definitely a wedge adjustment. Wanted to tighten up a little bit at the start of those runs so it wasn't quite out from underneath them. And Dave Rogers saying, we're coming down pit road because we are here to win. Let's fix it.
Working caution number 7. We've had 2 red flags, a lot of action, and we are still, folks, 8 laps away from the halfway point. Still lots of racing to come your way here in Las Vegas.